The Chicago Bulls found themselves a young big man in Jalen Smith. How good can he be for the Chicago Bulls, though? Did the Chicago Bulls get a steal by signing Jalen Smith? Y'all know we're going to talk about it and break it down, but you got to hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's daily episode. If you're tuned in with me today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well. Look, the Chicago Bulls have been finding themselves busier than what we expected, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things has been taking place, and a lot of a lot of moves that's been made by the Chicago Bulls have put people in tough situations. That's DeMar DeRozan for one of them. Me and C-Dub going to do a longer video about that one for sure. But nonetheless, I want to go ahead and talk about the young center that the Chicago Bulls picked up in Jalen Smith. Now, this is a guy that me, C-Dub, and Steve-O, while we was on the live, if you wasn't there, you missed out on the great live. So join us, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So when we go live and break down this Bulls content, you can come in, get the work, get the laugh a little bit, and turn up with one of your favorite podcasters, and Bobby, Steve-O, C-Dub. Just come and have fun. But nonetheless, Jalen Smith is a 6'10 guy. They got him listed at 6'9 in socks. I said, okay, that's what y'all want to put on the website. Do your thing. I don't really care. The guy's 6'10, y'all. He's 6'10, 215 pounds, at just 24 years of age out of Maryland. Last season, my guy put up 10 points, 5.5 rebounds, 1 assist, and had like 0.6 on the block side. Now, what the Chicago Bulls are getting, in my opinion, is an athletic big that we desperately needed. I think he comes in with a different profile than what we just had with Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond, we know, was a rebounding machine. That was Big Penguin. That was Big Cat. He come in. He going to give you 5, 6, 7 good plays, and then it's just 1 or 2 bonehead plays coming after that. We love Andre Drummond, but he shipped off to Philly. And I think that the Chicago Bulls did the right thing by letting him go off to Philly and trying to keep this youth movement going in the right direction by just saying, hey, who's a young big out there that we can look at? Because when we was on the live, we went through Mo Bamba. We was like, it's a bit shaky. We went through Alex Len. It's a bit shaky. You know what I'm saying? You Valanciunas? No, we didn't even want to touch that with a stick. So we was like, no. But Jalen Smith was one of the guys that came up on the list simply because of his size, his athletic ability, some of the things that he can offer offensively and defensively. And that's why I brought this to you guys here today. And I think that this guy really could be a steal for the Chicago Bulls. I'm just not going to go too crazy over the signing because I was a bit hyped. I'm going to go as far as saying hyped for Javon Carter and what he was going to be able to bring offensively to the Chicago Bulls, who desperately needed 3-point shooting. But guess what we got? We got catfish. So I got to temper my expectations. I am excited for Jalen Smith to see him in a Bulls uniform, but I got to see him put it on wax first. Y'all know how it go. He got to put it on wax for me. That's how it goes. But when we talk about the game and what this guy can bring, we talk about it on the offensive side. Jalen Smith brings the Chicago Bulls a lot of things that they can work with. Again, a young athletic big who runs up and down the floor offensively, can stretch the floor for you. He can finish around the rim for you in pick and roll situations. He's one of those guys that can be, active in that role on the offensive side and good enough from the 3-point line to where he can pull out the opposing team center because he's shooting at a 42% clip from the 3. 42 shooting on 3. I think that's pretty damn good. And I know there's going to be some guys that's on that. Well, he only had 2.6 or 2.4 attempts per game. Hey, buddy, that's what I want my big to shoot. I don't need my big coming out jacking up 7 threes. I'd say the max for my 3 that I'm looking for my big that I'm looking for. We're going to cap or put a hard cap on it at 4. You know what I'm saying? Been hearing a lot about cap space around the NBA world these last few days, getting educated. So get your education on in that regard. But Offensively, I think this guy with the hopefully the Chicago Bulls have a belief in their system now after you've seen Julian Phillips come in and, look all right. After you've seen a step forward from Dalen Terry, now we want to see if he can continue that ascension to the right direction. Seen a kind of like a resurgence. I don't really want to use that for Ayo Dosunmu, but I feel like last season he really came to his own, and then you've seen the elevation from Kobe White putting himself in most improved player conversation talks. Now I want to see if the Chicago Bulls really, really believe if they can maximize what you can get out of Jalen Smith. Now, defensively, that's where we got to talk. That's what we got to talk, ladies and gentlemen. He has everything you want offensively. Can get to the basket. You know what I'm saying? Can roll to the basket. Can be a presence offensively, and then also be able to stretch the floor and shoot the three. Now, defensively, we got to break this down, and we're going to keep it a buck. We're going to use logic in this. We're going to use stats to support this to really break down the defense that Jalen Smith comes with, and why some people might have some concerns is rightfully so. But other things that may have came up into this, we just got to break it down and draw our own conclusions. But Jalen Smith, defensively. Now, when watching, I like to start off with watching first. With watching, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. We're watching Jalen Smith. I believe he's solid from sliding over from that weak side. You know what I'm saying? He's always sliding over there. He has the ability to change shots, deflect shots, block shots, you know what I'm saying, and be able to rebound pretty damn well for his size and everything that he can bring. Now, when we talk about the stats, hold on, a few more things about the film, though. My bad. On coming over from the weak side, help, solid right there. He's better in the pick and roll. Still got some things he got to touch up on, brush up on. I think coach can fix those things. Now, haven't seen too many examples of when bigs are trying to take him off the dribble. I will have to continue to do my due diligence and dive into it in that way. But from the film that I've seen so far, the guy has a lot of things that you can work with. I understand. Now we're about to get into the stats. That's where it gets a little tricky. Now, when you look at the stats, you got the people that come out. And obviously, and fair enough, they have some concerns when it comes to his defensive rating. His defensive rating last season was a 118. That's really not that good. You know what I'm saying? But can we keep it a buck? A lot of people on the Indiana Pacers were trash at defense. They weren't the best defensive team. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, as a team, they had a defensive rating at a 117.6. In context, Rudy Gobert has a defensive rating by itself of like 104. You know what I'm saying? So Rudy Gobert is a bit different. But I will argue the players that you have on your team kind of affects your defensive rating, not only as a team, but also as an individual. Think about who Rudy Gobert got in front of him before the player gets to him. You got Anthony Edwards, you got Jaden McDaniels, you got Alexander, you got Mike Conley. You had better players in position to defend than what Jalen Smith had. If we keeping it a buck and we start running through the names on the players of his team, we looking at Aaron A. Smith, defensive rating, 115. Andrew Nembhard, 114. Ben Shepherd, 114. Benedict Mathurin, 117. Bruce Brown, 120. Buddy Hield, 118. Their best defender statistically right now on the defensive side is Kendall Brown or Quentin Jackson. Who is that? And Quentin Jackson, they only got the man playing 3 games with a total of 3.5 minutes. Hi, baby. Good morning. I'm handling my business. Let me finish this up. Hey, y'all got my daughter coming in. Y'all already know we papas first. The dad got to still be a dad, you know. But nonetheless, if you run it through these numbers, if you look at every individual's defensive rating, nobody really was that good. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to say, hey, let me dive more deeper into some advanced stats. Now, when you talk about rim defense, my man's Jalen Smith by himself is in the 80th percentile. So he's at the upper echelon of what guys are doing around this league. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about rim defense and we adding on to that and pretty much going on if a player is able to contest shots from the opposing defenses. The guy's has a 49%. He's doing that at a 49% clip. So he's affecting shots at 49% every time, you know what I'm saying, that a player is coming within that painted area to try to score on this big man. In retrospect, the guy he's closest to that was on his team, Miles Turner, did it at 59% with way more minutes. This young fella did it with 49% with way less minutes. So I'm looking at all these things. Yeah, it's kind of matching up and doing numbers here and there. I'm looking at the numbers and say this guy can be better than what we expect him to be, at least on the defensive side. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at him that he can be much different and much better on the defensive side with a better defending team. But to be real with you, I'm just excited to see these young kids come in and play. I hope I don't turn and have to start gunning this man and calling him catfish like we did a Javon Carter. I hope that this man comes in, put his head down, and he could be an eventual starter. But it's going to take some work. It's going to take some grind. I'm still anxious to see what the Chicago Bulls want to do with Nikola Vucevic. I'm still anxious to see all that stuff. But I do know that right now, we ain't even talk about it yet. When you talk about the offense, we talk about the defense. Now we talk about the money. 3 years, $27 million. That's $9 million per. That's a steal. That's a steal. If this guy can come out and give you something, if the guy comes out and give you anything similar to what Drummond did, that's a win. Me personally, I think he's going to be able to give you a little bit more, potentially. I'm not putting no hard yeses or hard no's on this guy. But I'm saying if a guy comes in and he's shooting 42% from the three, hopefully it can translate in a different uniform with more minutes. He should be fine. He should be fine. You know what I'm saying? He should be fine. I really do believe with the additional minutes, he should be fine. Just to be in comparison again to Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond last season, 17 minutes, 8.4 points, 9 rebounds. This guy ain't getting 9 rebounds. But if he giving me 12 and 6, 12 and 7, 10 and 6 on a nightly basis with a couple threes to be able to stretch the floor and be able to do what you got to do, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And that's why I believe that Jalen Smith might be a steal for the Chicago Bulls. I really do. I think the chances are strong. I think the evidence backs it up. If you watch the film, you see what he can do offensively. You see what you can work with defensively, minus taking out the numbers. But then if you insert certain numbers in, you can see the positives in that. And then the money. The money lines up with all the youth. Kobe White, 2 years left. Ayo Dosunmu, 2 years left. Patrick Williams got 5 now. Now you got this young player with 3 years left. And now you ain't got to pay everybody in a single year. You know what I'm saying? You can space this thing out. And if this going to be a player for the future, we shall see. But that is it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in and rocking with us. We are now on that road to 10K. So show some love to you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all so much for the constant engagement and support. We've been rocking and rolling with these lives, and y'all been showing up and showing out ever since. Show the same love to this video here. Leave a comment below. Call in, leave your take. I want to hear your take so we can play your take on our next episode. You call in, leave a take today. I got you tomorrow. Don't even worry about it. You can be a part of us because this is what it's mostly about. It's about Bulls fandom. Doing it for the Bulls fans that love the Chicago Bulls and want to see this team finally get back to the glory days. But thank y'all so much. That is it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to catch y'all on that next one for sure. Cognac. Gang.